Point Fortin can perhaps be considered the industrial capital of the Southland. The energy sector is the lifeblood of the southern borough. The landscape is dominated by oil and natural gas installations. It is this expansion of industrial activity over several decades which spurred the growth of the population here. More families gravitated towards the area to make their homes in Point Fortin and environs. With this growth, there was a commensurate spike in the demand for water. Unfortunately, many communities could only count on receiving pipe-borne water 1 or 2 days per week. Tensions often flared in the community over the lack of a reliable water supply. Fiery protests by residents became a common means of venting their frustration. The unrest garnered national attention, dominating newspaper headlines for several months. With few land-based sources of water in the Point Fortin area, the Water and Sewerage Authority had to look to the sea for a solution. Construction of a desalination plant began in 2012. The plant, which is located at Petrotrin's Marine Terminal facility in Point Fortin, was constructed by Seven Seas Water under a build, own, operate arrangement. Here's how the desalination process works.
Ocean water can be converted to potable water using an economical, reliable process called seawater reverse osmosis. In nature, osmosis occurs when low solute water passes through a porous membrane to a higher solute concentration. During reverse osmosis, the high solute concentration, the seawater, is pressurized, which forces the water molecules through the membrane to the low solute concentration, or fresh water, while the salty seawater solution remains behind. The process starts by pumping water from the ocean using shoreline wells or an intake structure located in the open sea. Natural seawater contains suspended particles. To prevent the membranes from becoming clogged, the seawater is first filtered. The multimedia filters consist of tanks that contain a series of layered granular materials. Next, the filtered seawater travels to cartridge filters. These filters remove even smaller particles, including fine sand and clay. With particularly challenging feedwater, a clarification process may be required before media filtration, and in some cases, the seawater is pre-treated with other types of filters known as ultrafiltration and microfiltration membranes. Now, the seawater is ready for reverse osmosis. At this point, pumps increase the pressure of the seawater up to 1,000 pounds per square inch. High pressure is needed to overcome natural osmotic pressure. The seawater is forced through the membranes, which are enclosed in a fiberglass shell. The membranes are connected end to end, usually in groups of 6 or 7, and housed in vessels that can withstand pressures of up to 1,200 pounds per square inch. A reverse osmosis membrane is like a number of sealed envelopes connected at their ends to a tube. Spacers between each envelope let water flow across the membranes. The membranes and spacers are wound around the tube like a roll of paper towels. As the pressurized seawater enters the vessel, it flows across the membrane and is forced through, creating a fresh water stream and leaving the salty seawater solution behind. During reverse osmosis, about 40% of the seawater is converted to potable water. The excess salt concentrate is sent back to the ocean through a disposal well or brine outfall. This occurs in an area of significant ocean current where the sea can quickly balance the salt levels. If the water supply will be utilized as drinking water, adding calcium carbonate improves the taste and neutralizes the pH, and chlorine disinfects the water before it travels to homes and businesses. Reverse osmosis offers a sustainable alternative for converting seawater to potable water. It's particularly effective in areas that continue to experience a water deficit despite natural resource conservation and water reuse efforts. Seawater reverse osmosis supplies are not susceptible to drought and other natural disasters and can provide a clean, safe water supply.
Our contract with the company is to deliver 4.6 million gallons per day. Areas like Mahaika, Clifton Hill, Point Fortin proper, Newlands, Reservoir Hill, Harriman Park, Egypt Village, Fanny Village, Salazar Chase, Gonzales, and Lot 10, Parilands, and Cochrane. So when we look at the total population in those areas, we could say approximately 20,000 citizens are benefiting Previously, they have some of them at 24/1, 24/2 supply, and now they are going to benefit from a 24/5 to 24/7 supply.
For residents of Point Fortin, the commissioning of the desalination plant has come not a moment too soon. They can still recall the difficulties imposed by the insufficient supply of water.
We had to go, some of us had to go as far as Parrylands because they had a regular supply. To tow, the majority of the villagers had box cart. You know what is a box cart? To put the bottles and pans on it to tow the water. We had to go down Parryland to wash when we can't tow the water, to wash by the road in tubs. We had to go by the dam. We have a dam across there. Sorry, you all can't see it. We had to go by the dam, dip the water from the dam, wash the clothes in that water, and then go home with the clothes. It was horrible. It was a horror story.
Now, life has changed dramatically given the upgrade from a twice-weekly water supply to a more consistent 5 days a week and in some areas, full-time supply.
The supply, since you have made it within a month ago, is becoming constant. We have water in the pipe every day. We don't have to hold water in a basin to wash and to throw. We can get water straight from the tap, and that's a great relief for the family because we have a lot of grandchildren here.
Now you just go in the bathroom, you open the shower, you bathe, you're in the kitchen cooking, you open your tap, you wash whatever, and you wash your dishes. And it has changed. It has changed our way of life a lot.
My kids bathe probably every minute. We're enjoying it a lot. We're really enjoying it a lot. We have no problem, you know. It takes years because I've been Latin here for 18 years now, and you know, it's real good now.
Apart from the residents, many commercial interests are also now benefiting from the improved supply of water that can only boost productivity in the hectic southern borough.
There's an abundance of water downtown now, and no doubt this has come about because of the desalination plant. I get feedback all the time because they're so accustomed quarreling and complaining about no water. You know, that people have been calling in and being very thankful for the supply of water that they're getting right now.
The solution for Point Fortin's persistent water woes has come from the Caribbean Sea. The Water and Sewerage Authority has delivered on yet another project, ensuring water security for every sector.